Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the first annual TGMmies Awards Show, the most prestigious award show in college football. I'm joined here by my co-host, Auburn fan Justin Knight,
Good evening, beautiful fellows.
and Alabama fan Herren Patterson.
Hello.
We will be the three voters tonight that will decide who wins these prestigious awards. But first, how about a little bit of news? All right, Najee Harris, he's coming back to Alabama for his senior season.
Let's go.
Aaron, what did you think about? Was that the right decision for him?
I don't know that I would say right decision, but I don't really see that big of an issue with it because I think it might help his draft stock next year because we don't have Tua anymore. We'll have Mac, and I think he'll get used a lot more. And there's a lot of other good running backs in the draft this year. But there's also a couple good ones coming back. So
yeah, Travis Etienne and then Chuba Hubbard will both be coming back. So
I don't know. I think he'll get more work. I think he'll get more work this year, but yeah, I don't know if it was the right decision necessarily.
No.
I'm glad he came back though.
Scooby Carter also withdrew his name from the transfer portal. That Alabama player, he entered back in November, and now I guess he's staying at Alabama. It seems. So
I guess.
yeah, either that or he's just decided he's not playing football. I'm gonna guess he's
a
probably
corner,
staying at Alabama.
right?
Yeah, cornerback.
I don't
Auburn,
really get why you would transfer as a cornerback at Alabama right now. You have the most opportunity with all the players that got hurt last year, and then there's just tons of opportunity to actually get some playing time. I don't know why you would want to leave.
Yeah, maybe it was some
side of the ball.
Maybe it was some off-field issues. I really don't know what it was, but for whatever reason, his name is out of the portal now. Auburn basketball was dealt their first loss in Tuscaloosa against Alabama, and then they lost again today. They went 15-0 to start off, so still a pretty historic opener. Justin, what's been your reaction to the losses?
They've been exposed.
So you kind of switched gears on this team during the Alabama game. You said that this team wasn't nearly as good as what people had hoped, and I guess today kind of reaffirmed that for you.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the teams we've played so far to start the season, I mean, we haven't played anybody. So, I mean, it's not surprising to see we go on the road against two decent teams and we lose. So, we'll see what happens coming up these next couple of weeks because it only gets harder from here.
Well, I found this pretty interesting. Is that as good as Auburn's been this year and last year, they've lost 9 of their last 11 games in Tuscaloosa.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and they haven't won. They haven't won at Florida since 1996.
That's crazy.
Ouch.
Yeah. Auburn's never been good on the road in any sport, so.
Well, a lot of news coming from the national champions LSU this week. Dave Aranda, the defensive coordinator, he's been named the head coach of Baylor. And we said last week that Joe Brady, who had a big hand in the offense this past year, he was named offensive coordinator of the Carolina Panthers.
Hey.
Those two guys, along with the 9 so far that have declared for the draft, what do you guys expect to see out of this LSU team next year? Now, I know last year we said maybe 3 losses, but I think that they could be looking at more next year possibly.
I'm gonna say like 4 losses.
Yeah, that's what
I mean.
I'm thinking.
It's a huge drop off, and it's a lot of new coaches coming in, and you're gonna have a different quarterback. I know you're gonna have. I think is it Justin Jefferson is only a sophomore, or is it Chase? One of those guys is only a sophomore, and they'll be coming
Jefferson's
back.
going to the draft.
Yeah, so Chase will be coming back. So, I mean, I guess that's really your best offensive player coming back. So it's going to be a totally different team. So I say 4 losses.
Well,
I
the
think
money.
there's 4
Sorry.
games that they could lose, but I think that they'll at least pull one out. So I think they'll have 3 losses next year.
It'll be a bit of a dip, but I've got pretty good faith in Ed Orgeron to make some good hires. So I think that they'll be all right in a year or two. They'll still have a good year, just not a national championship year, it seems.
I think it's hard unless you're Alabama. It's hard to keep up the success. If you're either Alabama or Clemson, just year in and year out. So I see kind of it'll be a down year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the money fiasco is still going on at LSU. Seems like something new's coming out every day. So OBJ after the game handed out wads of cash to Justin Jefferson and one other LSU receiver. I can't remember who. Was it Jamar Chase? Maybe.
I hope not, because he's coming back.
I don't think it was. It was.
Yeah.
It was one that was presumably leaving.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
was it Randy Moss's son?
Yeah,
The tight
probably.
end?
It might have been.
So
Thaddeus. Is that his name?
yeah, Thaddeus Moss. So also, I apologize if you hear nails on hardwood floor behind me. It's not my toenails, I promise. It is a puppy. He is attacking my Rick and Morty bed slippers.
Your Rick and Morty bed slippers.
Heard me?
Oh,
So since that happened, LSU first came out and said, "Oh, don't worry about it. The money is fake." Then Joe Burrow came on a podcast and say, "Oh no, it's real. It was all real money." I don't know why he said that, but he did. And so the NCAA is looking into it now. They have said that they're working with LSU to look at it. And as a result, okay, sorry, I've got to do something with this dog. Okay, you got to stop, please.
just leave this in.
Okay, so the NCAA has came out and said that they're looking back at the rules that allow former alumni to be on the sidelines in the locker room and are likely going to change them where that's no longer allowed. So OBJ has single-handedly ruined that for every college.
I think that is good for coaches and bad for players because it's nice to see those guys standing on the sideline. I mean, and it's good for recruiting. So
yeah,
it
very
might be
good
bad
for recruiting.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But like from a coaching standpoint, you have so much going on. Like
It's
I wouldn't
distraction.
worry with those guys. Yeah.
But I mean, who else but OBJ that pulls something stupid like this? I mean,
Yeah,
he got nothing better to do. I mean, the dude acts like he's on the team the way he was celebrating. I guess because he's never won anything else. This is the biggest thing for him in his life.
Yeah,
So-
he has to be in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's been pretty rough. You go from not winning anything at LSU to the Giants,
Even worse. Yeah.
and then the Browns. So yeah.
I'd probably
He's
be
a
drinking
joke.
pretty heavy too if I was him, but maybe he should act like he has drank before. I don't know. It was quite embarrassing. But I did have a question for you guys. So it seems like the world thinks this is not okay, but that paying players for the likeness is. Do you guys really have a problem with OBJ giving these guys money? Because honestly, I don't have a problem with it, with the action itself. I just have a problem with that he did it in public where he's going to get the school in trouble, possibly.
Yeah, it was just stupid. That's all. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, it's his money. He can do whatever he wants with it.
Yeah, I don't have a
So,
problem
no,
with
I
these
don't-
players getting money either. Just go in the locker room and do it quietly. Don't.
Yeah, it's not like he paid him before the game to do something specific. He didn't alter the. Yeah, just go to the locker room. Just hand him whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
a lo-
Money, nobody
How-
cares.
How dumb do you have to be, though?
It's just stupid that he would do it
On live
He's
TV.
been in, he's played there. He's dealt with the NCAA. Like, how does he not?
Yeah.
It's just stupid. That's all.
And the argument that I've seen a lot of people say is, well, he was trying to make a statement to the NCAA. And yeah, maybe. But also, no, he wasn't. Because he was literally just wanting people to talk about him.
Yeah, why would he want?
Now, I think a nice repercussion of this is that it does bring up the conversation a little more about the money. And that's great. But I do not believe for a second that was his intention.
No.
Also, I mean, by the looks of it, I think he was completely wasted too. So
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a fool trying to make get some TV time. So
Well, he also
But he had to have planned it beforehand, though, because he came with a fanny pack full of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he probably just walks around with a lot of cash, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, but think about what he was planning on spending at bars and stuff. I'm sure he had... He may have been planning it, but I'm just saying he probably would have already had that cash on him that night for how much he probably spent at bars and such.
Well, I mean, I'm no fashion guru, but what's with the fanny packs? When did that...
Oh, man, that's a big thing now.
I have no clue what Justin just said.
Yeah, Justin, you broke up on our mic. I'm sure our listeners.
I said
can hear you.
that's a big thing now. This is the fanny pack.
Is it?
Yeah, you haven't seen
It's
all these
interesting.
football players and stuff wearing the fanny packs?
Do you want a fanny pack?
Not exactly, because I don't have wads of cash I can carry, put in my fanny pack. So that's the only reason I would have a fanny pack is just to carry my wads of cash in it.
Justin, don't act like this podcast doesn't bring you in bukus of money, because we know it does.
I mean, yeah, I'd have to say the dollar you gave me the other day has sure helped me in my cause for...
What was it you said at the end of one episode, thanking a sponsor because you sure put money in our pockets or something? You're like, no, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
It puts money in Facebook's pockets, so...
Anyway, back to OBJ. So he got to the locker room after the game, and some police were in there. There's some mixed reports about what they were looking for. Some people said that they were trying to take cigars away. Others said that they were trying to look for alcohol. Regardless, absolutely silly. The cops shouldn't have been in there in the first place. But then OBJ takes it a step further because he's an idiot, and he spanks the cop very hard. I'll watch the video. It's pretty hard. And then the cop turns around and he gets in his face, which that's a huge no-no. You can't lay hands on a police officer.
Did you see they dropped the warrant, though?
Yeah, so there was an arrest warrant pulled. Well, I don't know that their warrant is pulled, but the officer won't press charges, so maybe that's a byproduct of it.
Yeah, so he's good. He's in the clear now.
Okay, so... Yeah.
So stupid.
So the officer, he's...
Could you just imagine the NFL stepping in and, like, suspending him a game or something for spanking?
Stupid. I mean... You can't touch an officer. Especially spank them as hard as he did. I mean, OBJ's a strong guy. His spanks are gonna hurt. So take it from me, I would know. So
okay, we can cut that out.
No, that's canon in our podcast now. It's fact that me and OBJ have a special relationship.
Okay, we don't need to go any further with that.
Yeah, I think we've had enough.
Well, speaking of having enough, this is a segue that makes no sense, but. Killer Inside, the Herren Hernandez Netflix miniseries released this week. Have you guys watched it, or will you guys watch it?
Honestly, that just makes so much sense, because everybody's been talking about Herren Hernandez all week on Twitter, and I had no clue why he just popped up, but that makes sense. So, to answer your question, obviously I have not watched it, because I did not know it was a thing.
Yeah, I haven't watched it either.
How long is it?
It's 3 episodes. I think they're each an hour.
Probably not.
I think I'm going to check it out. I don't know that I'll finish it. I've heard some really good things about it. So.
If you can get me to watch one and it's very interesting, then probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't watch much Netflix, so I don't know. We'll see if I have time.
Yeah. If I get around to it, I will. I'll let y'all know. And then, of course, we have the conference championships this week in the NFL. Who are you guys thinking will win these 2 games? So we have the Titans and the Chiefs, and the Packers and the 49ers.
I'm going to go 49ers win it pretty easily against the Packers, and then the Chiefs win a close one against the Titans.
Okay.
Ooh, see, I would go exact opposite. I think it would be close for the 49ers and quite a large margin for the Chiefs.
Do not underestimate this Titans. I think
the Cinderella story ends for the Titans. They are not supposed to be there.
They're basically a one-trick pony, too. I mean, they've got Derrick Henry, who'll rush for 200 yards, but outside of that,
I mean,
not working too much.
Don't let me remind you
to base this off, because I don't watch that much NFL.
8-8 Giants won the Super Bowl once.
So yeah. I mean, I'm not I'm not
Wasn't
counting
that the
them out.
year they beat the Patriots? Who were like
Patriots.
18-0.
Yeah.
Look, and if
The
the
Giants
Chiefs
were
defense,
8-8.
if the Chiefs defense doesn't come to play, and the Titans are burning, 5-6 minutes off the clock every drive,
That's
then yeah,
what
I
I'm
wouldn't be
saying.
surprised at all if the Titans pull it out. But
And that's the thing. Nobody's been able to stop Derrick Henry, and the Chiefs' defense is okay.
yeah,
So you never know.
if the Titans control the clock, they have a much better chance because the Chiefs, I mean, they score so quickly. Anyways, their defense gets gassed often.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me, but I think I'm gonna take the Chiefs and the 49ers. I'd like to see the Titans beat the Chiefs.
I
would
want
really
to see.
like to see Aaron Rodgers and Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I think that would just be funny.
that'd be cool.
But
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I think the 49ers are gonna end up taking it all.
State Farm is praying Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers are in the Super Bowl
Yeah, really.
because they will do quite a few commercials out of that. I imagine.
And they're gonna be so cheesy. Yeah.
And neither of those guys want to be there. They both
No.
seem so miserable in those commercials.
It must
But
be a good
apparently
paycheck.
it brings State Farm a lot of customers for some reason. So
I don't even know why. Makes no sense.
sorry, I was taking a gulp of water there. All right, well, that's all the news I have. Do you guys want to jump right into Twitter news?
Twitter news.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
It really doesn't matter what you think.
You play to win the game. You play to win the game.
All right, and then we'll get into these awards. So, Aaron, please bless us.
Yes, please hurry.
Bless us. Mike Tomlin should go in the Hall of Fame today for being able to deal with Antonio Brown for 9 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He lost his agent this past week. Thought about including that in the news, but
And his kids, right?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know about that.
You didn't hear about that?
No.
No.
Y'all didn't see that video when he's out on his front lawn and his wife, he threatened to beat his wife or something. I don't know the whole story, so don't quote me on any of this. Just something about he got in an altercation with his wife. His wife called the police, and the police came and took the wife and kids, and he's recording himself yelling at the cops out on his front yard,
Yeah.
What a
You're
dummy.
right. I'll
you
just
ain't
look it up.
taking the ish, and everybody's
my
making fun of
goodness.
him because how are you not? How are they not taking anything? They literally just took your kids.
I'm reading what he said to the cops in the video. That is
Yeah,
some NSFW stuff right there.
yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
That's why his agent dropped him, I believe. He said the agent said, in his statement or whatever, that he would love to represent him, but he needs medical attention before.
No, I
or he
agree.
needs medical help.
I'm at the point where, because I used to just think he was just a jerk, but I'm at the point I really think he's got some mental illness. You don't do all this stuff if you don't. He needs to go to a doctor.
Yeah, he's a psycho.
Something.
Yeah, he is a psycho. He's insane.
Yeah, I can't believe y'all didn't hear about that.
No, I didn't. I heard about the agent dropping him. I didn't know that. But yeah, I'm reading it now. Sportingnews.com has a good.
They took his
article
kids,
on it.
right?
Yeah, I believe so. He's cursing out the mom in it. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
What else you got?
anyways, the solid. Well, I don't. Whatever. Joe Burrow just threw his 60th TD pass of the year. 2014 through 2017 LSU, a combined 59.
Wow,
That's so
That's
bad.
crazy.
that's impressive.
This one, I believe we went over the last episode. It was just talking about the SEC West. If you didn't listen to that one, you should go back and listen to that episode, and you'll hear that, because I don't want to go through it again. Congrats to LSU for finally scoring a touchdown in a national championship game in New Orleans after 12 years.
That's a long time.
Well, this is from Kurt Herbstreit. Well, the overrated SEC is at it again. Finished 9-2 in postseason, played and won the Natty. Thank goodness the officials, opposing coaches, and players, and somehow even announcers helped them pull off this feat. It's now up to the NFL draft to keep the bias going in April. #sarcasm.
That sounds like Herbstreit's had enough.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty surprised that he tweeted this too, because
Herbstreit, I'll give it to him. Over the past 5 years, he is. I used to think that he had a little bit of Big Ten bias left, but he really has came around the past 5 years. He's probably my favorite
he's been
commentator.
getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good to listen to.
Oh yeah, he's always good. He gives good analysis.
Yeah.
Luke Kuechly.
There you go.
That's how you say his name, right?
Yes, Kuechly.
Was 10 years old when Tom Brady and the Patriots won their first Super Bowl. He grew up, went to college, destroyed the ACC tackles record, got drafted 9th, and had a Hall of Fame career. And when he retired, the reigning Super Bowl champions were Tom Brady and the Patriots.
That's insane, isn't it?
It's crazy. And that's all I got for you.
All right.
very
Thank
good.
you, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
How about we start this awards show? I've been waiting on this episode all season.
Okay, so question.
Yes.
So I have a guy for each award. Did I have to pick multiple guys or just one guy?
No. So so how we're doing this? I have 31 awards here that we're going to vote on.
You
and then
talk about being prepared, people. Let's
Yeah.
ask in the middle of the show.
Well, this is the one
And
part
then-
I was confused about.
And then we each have... Well, it's good because we need to explain. So we have 31 we're going to vote on, and then each one of us have 3 awards we're giving out.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
you don't have to
Okay,
have
good.
multiple. You just
Good,
give it to
good,
whoever
good,
you
good.
want to.
Good.
Yeah. We
Good.
just made these awards up. So
Hey,
what
is
I'm going to
great. That is great news.
What I'm going to do is after every 10 awards that we vote on, one of us gives our 3. So first it'll be me, then Aaron, then Justin.
Alrighty.
So that's what we'll do. I'm going to say the...
Gosh.
What I'll do is I'll say the award, I'll give out the contestants, and then we each just say who we want. We don't have to come to an agreement. We just say, yeah, I give it to this guy, you give it to this guy, we give it to
No,
this
we're
guy.
coming into an agreement.
We're not. That would take too long. So we're each just
it's
giving
way
it
too long.
Yeah.
Boys, buckle in.
A lot of these we're going to agree on. Okay? I mean,
We're going to have a long episode.
it's going to be a fun episode. I can't wait. I've been waiting on this all day. And when we get to 15, Justin, after 15, we'll just do Night Needs to Know then to break it up a little bit.
Okay. I don't really have any questions prepared, so it'd probably just be like one.
Yeah,
I didn't know we were doing Night Needs to Know.
Of course we are. You can think of some. You got plenty of time to think of some. All right.
You see what we deal with, people? Oh my gosh. Freaking
Okay.
Auburn fans.
I know, right? They suck.
All right. Award number 1. We're gonna. So the first few of these are coaching awards. Then it goes players. Then it goes etc. So award number 1, best coaching job 2019 season. All right. So we have Ed Orgeron, 15-0. To that we have Ryan Day in his first
So this
year.
is like Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year. Ryan Day, he went 13-1
All right, I'm
in
just
his
gonna-
first season.
I'm just going to stop you right there.
Sorry?
Can we just go ahead? Let's just go ahead and agree that Edo, is it? Aaron? Edo?
I just would like to hear the
Oh, okay.
other
Well,
options, if you don't
I
mind.
mean, I don't even want to hear them because I already know
You
who's going
put a
to.
lot of work into this, Justin, unlike
I
you.
did, but that's okay, Justin. I can just stop. All right, Dabo Swinney,
I will say
14-1.
it's probably the Edo.
That's his
yeah, keep
that's his second straight undefeated season up until the national championship. Lincoln Riley 12-2 with nothing but Jalen Hurts. Matt Rule at Baylor going 11-3, or PJ Fleck getting Minnesota to 11-2.
That's actually it's between Edo and PJ Fleck.
I'm gonna give it to
Probably going with Edo, but
Yeah, I'm going
PJ
with
Fleck
Edo.
did a phenomenal job.
I'm giving it to Edo, but PJ Fleck is so close just to get that Minnesota team. Because I thought about this. There's an award that PJ Fleck's gonna get later on because he's so impressed. I'm so impressed with him. All right, so we all agree Ed Orgeron on that one. Number 2, most likable coach of 2019. A, Ed Orgeron. B, Mike Leach. C, Dabo Swinney. Not getting my vote this year because he's been too whiny. Or D, Les Miles coming back.
Ooh,
the most
Les
likable
Miles coming
coach.
back.
You're giving it to Les Miles?
Actually, yeah, either Les Miles or PJ Fleck. Now that he's been mentioned.
Okay, yeah, you can throw in other guys if you want to. Also,
Yeah, probably Les Miles though. I'm glad to see him back in it.
yeah, I'm gonna give it to Mike Leach. Although I really like Edo. I'm gonna give it to Mike Leach, but I really like Edo. He's so entertaining. Justin, you said Edo.
Yes.
All right, so Edo, Mike Leach, Les Miles. 3 different ones on that one. This one's gonna be fun. Most hated coach. Here's our options: Jim Harbaugh, Gus
Yes.
Malzahn, Nick Saban, Lane Kiffin, Kirby Smart, or Brian Kelly.
Oh my gosh.
These are a lot of hated coach. A lot of people hate all these guys.
I'm saying Harbaugh.
Harbaugh. I'm gonna say Harbaugh as well.
I'm gonna say Harbaugh only because Brian Kelly was irrelevant this year,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin is always irrelevant.
If Saban,
he is
if
my
Saban had won it,
all-time-
I would give it to him. But because he didn't, I'm gonna say Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, I'll agree on that one. Number 4, best firing. Is it Charlie Strong, fired from USF after going 4-8 in 2019 and 21-16 all time?
What
Chad-
a roller coaster that guy's been on.
Yeah.
Man, he went up to the top, got the Texas
Louisville.
job, and
Yeah,
then
went
just
to Texas and crapped the bed.
man.
Chad Morris at Arkansas after going 2-10 in 2019 and 4-18 all time, 0-14 in SEC play. Willie Taggart going 4-5 in 2019 and 9-12 all time at FSU. Or Matt Luke going 4-8 in 2019 and 15-21 overall at Ole Miss.
Chad Morris easily.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Chad
probably.
Morris
Not
as
much
well.
debate there.
You don't win one SEC game in 2 years. That's rough.
Yeah, probably Chad Morris.
All right, worst firing. So this is the coach least deserving to get fired. Joe Moorhead at Mississippi State. He went 6-7 in 2019 and 14-12 overall. Willie Taggart at FSU. He was only there for 2 seasons and inherited a mess from Jimbo Fisher. 4-5 2019 and 9-12 all time. Or Barry Odom at Missouri. 6-6 in 2019 and 25-25 at all time.
That's
I'm gonna
Moorhead.
go Joe Moorhead.
Yeah, I agree. Joe Moorhead. Best coaching hire. Mike Norvell to FSU. He was 38-15 at Memphis. Willie Taggart going to FAU, 9-12 at FSU. Eli Drinkwitz at Missouri, 12-1 at App State. Lane Kiffin to Ole Miss, 26-13 at FAU. Jimmy Lake to Washington. It's his first head coaching job, but was defensive coordinator at Washington and had a lot of success there. Greg Schiano to Rutgers, 68-67, also at Rutgers before going to the NFL. Or Dave Aranda to Baylor, not a head coach before, but was defensive coordinator for the national champions LSU.
I'm going to say Lane Kiffin just because it makes Ole Miss excited about football again.
Everybody
It
calm
did.
down.
It did get the state excited, and that's what they
Yeah.
needed. I mean,
That's
they
why.
needed. Yeah,
That's why I'm going with him.
I'm gonna say Mike Norvell to FSU. He's from the Southeast. He can recruit that area, or he's coached in the Southeast at least. I don't know if he's from there, but he can recruit that area. So I'm gonna say that one.
This might age very poorly, but I might throw in Mike Leach in there if he can get the right guys to fit his offense.
I'm sorry. I meant to put Mike Leach in there for Mississippi State as well.
Yeah. If he can find the guys to get his offense, I don't necessarily think Mississippi State is the place to do that. But if he can manage to get them in there, I think he'll find some success.
Okay, so I say Mike Norvell. Justin says Lane Kiffin. Aaron says Mike Leach. All right, worst coaching hire. Only 2 on this one. So there's only 2 that I thought was just really poor. Steve Addazio to Colorado State. He was 44-44 at Boston College. Or Sam Pittman to Arkansas, who was just the Georgia offensive line coach.
Sam Pittman. That's the best they could find. I mean, I know
Yeah,
Arkansas is in a bad
I'm gonna
spot,
agree.
but
An O-line coach, you couldn't even get a coordinator. I mean, maybe they see something
really.
in him. But
I don't know.
Yeah, I did a little research on Sam Pittman. I'm pretty sure the only head coaching jobs he has was at 2 different high schools for 2 years, 1 year each. And then I think it was 2 different JUCOs for also 1 year each. So,
Well,
yeah, it was
you
very
know what?
odd to me that was his first real big head coaching job. So
I think
probably
what-
Sam Pittman.
What Arkansas is they're trying to do another Brett Bielema. You know, he had the big offensive lineman. They had a good run game.
Mhm.
So I don't know if they're trying to
Yeah, well,
copy
how did that work out
success.
for him? Probably
Well,
shouldn't
they
have.
had, I mean, what,
They had a little
one
bit of
good season?
success.
Yeah, a couple
Yeah.
good seasons.
Hmm.
It's Arkansas, so I mean,
Yeah,
it was
I mean
good
they're
success.
not winning any championships. They just need to be.
Yeah.
They need to compete. You know, at the level Tennessee did this past year, a little less than that. That's all
They need the win.
They need to be Kentucky.
Should have never got rid of
Yeah.
old Bobby or whatever his name was.
Yeah, Petrino.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they probably should have gotten rid of him. Yeah.
All right, this one I'm
Nobody
excited
cares. Nobody even remembers what that was about.
Oh yeah, I do.
for. Yeah. Okay. The next one. This one has a lot of people in it, so get ready to listen. Hottest seat going into 2020. Tom Herman at Texas went 8-5 in 2019, 25-15 overall. Kevin Sumlin at Arizona State, another guy that's had a roller coaster of a career, 4-8 in 2019, 9-15 all time. Will Muschamp, South Carolina, 4-8 in 2019, 26-25 all time. Mark D'Antonio at Michigan State, who has been there for forever. He was 7-6 in 2019, 115-57 all time. Derek Mason at Vandy, 3-9 this year, 27-47 all time.
Oh gosh, how does he still have a job there?
And I like Derek Mason as a guy, and I don't know him personally, but I like him as a personality. He hasn't been a good coach.
He's
He hasn't
an
been a good
awful
fit at all for
coach.
Vandy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gus Malzahn at Auburn, 9-4 and 62-31 all time there. Clay Helton at USC, 8-5, 2019, 40-22 all time. Chip Kelly at UCLA, 4-8 this past year, 7-17 all time. Dave Doreen at NC State, 4-8 and 47-42 all time. Manny Diaz, Miami, 6-7, 2019, 6-7 all times his first year. Jim Harbaugh at Michigan, 9-4 in 2019, 47-18 all time. Cannot beat Ohio State. And then Lovie Smith, Illinois, 6-7 in 2019, 15-34 all time.
Will Muschamp.
Will Muschamp.
I'm gonna say Clay Helton just because they were expecting to fire him already this season. They kept him again for some reason, so his seat has to be on fire. I mean, if
Before-
anything. I mean, who knows
Right.
what could happen? I mean, he could lose a game he's not supposed to, and they might fire him. So, who knows what will happen to him?
Before,
I think he will be fired next year, but I think Muschamp also will be. I think the only reason Muschamp wasn't talked about as much this year is because they managed to pull off the win against Georgia.
Yeah.
that helped a lot. So before National Signing Day, because USC stuck with Clay Helton, I would have said probably Will Muschamp. But after National Signing Day, as poorly
Yeah.
as they did, I mean they're in the stone age of recruiting. He's the hottest seat to me because of National Recruiting Day more so than his record.
I mean, you fall behind Troy and you're USC,
yeah.
the famous USC, and you can't get into the top 50. That's pretty.
You can
brutal.
literally have companies pay your players there already
Yeah.
legally, and they can't recruit. I mean that's insane.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Clay Helton. Justin, you said Clay Helton, and Aaron,
Yes.
you said Will Muschamp. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Congratulations to those guys getting fired next year.
Yep.
Least accountable coach. This is the coach that makes the most excuses. Whoever made the most excuses in 2019 are contestants. Or Kirby Smart. He always seems to blame somebody on his team, a player group or a player. Gus Malzahn, always kind of pushing off responsibility, saying, well, we're building this thing the right way. It's in progress. I don't think it was a bad season, yada, yada, yada. Or Jim Harbaugh, who likes to blame the cheaters in the SEC.
I'm going to have to go Gus Malzahn. The amount of garbage I've heard come out of his mouth of, oh, I think the offense had a great year. We've got great success. We're going to do great things. Yeah, easily Gus Malzahn.
I think I'm going to go Kirby on this one. I'm really tired of hearing him blame his receivers
I'm surprised.
or whatever.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't put Dabo on this list.
I figured you would put Dabo, but I'm also going with Kirby.
I thought about it, but I didn't. I don't think of Dabo giving excuses. Like after the national championship game, he said, LSU is a better team. He beat it. They beat us. They deserved it. These other three guys, I don't think would say that. So that's why I excluded him. Now, biggest whiner, if that was a reward, I'd probably give it to him. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Kirby as well.
Okay, so 2 Kirbys and a Gus. Okay, Coach, you most want to drink a beer with. Here we go. We got Mike Leach, Ed Orgeron, Nick Saban, Dabo Sweeney, or Mike Gundy.
Definitely Coach O, because I know I'd get some good crawfish on the side as well, so got to be Coach O.
Crawfish aside, I might go with Gundy, actually.
Yeah. I bet he could down some beers. I mean, I'm sure Coach O can down a lot too because of his size, but Gundy, just that mullet, man, he can do some damage, I imagine.
Seems like a good time.
Yeah. I think all these guys would be entertaining if you could get them chilled out and drinking a beer with. Like I always thought if you could get Nick Saban in his element, not talking about football, talk about Game of Thrones or whatever he's interested in, that'd be fun. But I think I'm going to say Mike Leach.
Start a rumor that Nick Saban's a big Game of Thrones fan.
No, that's true. No, he talks about that all the time. Yeah, he's been on multiple interviews talking about how much he likes Game of Thrones. Yeah,
didn't know that.
Yeah,
I've never even seen a single episode.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I would watch it to chat it up with Nick Saban.
Oh yeah,
I'd like to know what his thoughts on the season finale was. As disappointed as a lot of people were in that. But I think I'm going to go Mike Leach because I would love to just get him on a random sci-fi crazy theory. Just something ridiculous. Get him talking. So we're going Mike Leach, Edo, and Mike Gundy on that one. Is that right?
Yes.
I would say Edo, but when I used to work at a restaurant and he came in one time and ordered a queso dip, I could not understand. He wanted the spinach con queso. I could not understand what he wanted. I've been a con queso. Pardon me, sir? I've been a con queso. Could you just point to that on the menu? So, I don't know how. Would you just have to laugh every time you don't know what he said? What if he said something really serious? That's
yeah. What if he said? What if he was like, yeah.
So.
Yeah. What if he says something?
So that was 10 questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and.
Hey.
Lay out my 3 right here. So first off, the 2 most important of the year in my opinion. Best hair. It's going to Mike Gundy, obviously. That mullet, you kidding me? It's amazing.
All right.
Worst hair. Kirby Smart. Fix it. Do something else. It's awful. Would you guys agree with those 2 awards?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I can't stand Kirby's haircut. His head's too wide for it.
He looks like a little kid,
but his head is way too wide. It's a bad look. And then finally, my last question: Coach most likely to kill a man? Ed Orgeron, obviously he would kill anybody.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, and he would win. I'd put him against McGregor in the ring, and I think he'd find a way to get it done. So
okay.
Yeah. He has to be allowed to play dirty, obviously.
Interesting list.
Ed Orgeron's the kind of guy that would go for the jugular and bite it out. So.
Oh my gosh.
That's
I didn't know we're getting this brutal.
So that is my 3 awards. Anyways, moving on. Number 11. Most improved team. Here's our contestants. LSU going from 10-3 to 15-0. Tennessee going from 5-7 to 8-5, especially after their bad start. Minnesota going from 7-6 to 11-2. Baylor going from 7-6 to 11-3. Wisconsin from 8-5 to 10-4. or Navy from 3-10 to 11-2.
Oh gosh, I guess I'm gonna say Baylor, just because they went 1-10 one season, then 3-11 the next season, then to go to 11-3. I say it's pretty impressive how he turned the program around in just a couple seasons.
Yeah, that's very fair.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that LSU is definitely up there. They just went, 15-0 or whatever, and then. But if you're just talking about from year to year, then yeah, LSU is probably who I'd go with. But if you're just talking about most improved throughout the year, I'm going with Tennessee, just because that was crazy how they started like that and then finished on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah. Won their bowl game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can interpret.
They would have had a
9-1
season if it wasn't for 2 overtime losses. It's crazy.
Yeah. So you want to go Tennessee on that one?
Probably.
Okay, I'm gonna go Navy. Just going from 3-10 last year to 11-2. That's pretty amazing. So
that was my second option.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to them. But there's arguments for all of these teams. So we went Navy, Baylor, and Tennessee. All three had very impressive seasons this year. All right, most overrated team. So we have Utah. 11-3. They were everybody's pick to make the college.
Yeah, just go ahead and stop it right. Just go ahead and stop it right there.
That'd be the only one I'd stop you on, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, Aaron. There's another one down here that I think you might agree with more. Okay. Not this next one though. Alabama 11-2. Not winning an AP top ranked or a AP ranked team. USC 8-5, but always managing to crack that top 25 somehow.
Yeah, that one's up there.
That's the one I thought you might pick. Oklahoma going 12-2 and then getting annihilated in the playoffs. Did not belong there. Or Notre Dame going 11-2 and still getting the respect they get. Even
They're always overrated. It's nothing new.
Yeah. So who you got?
Utah.
Easily. Yeah, I'm still going with Utah, but USC is a close second.
I'm going to go Utah as well.
They're still ranked, aren't they? USC?
I don't think so.
Okay, thank God.
Could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Yeah, they lost their bowl game, so they're not ranked.
Yeah.
Well, I figured they'd lose by 472 and they'd sneak in at 24 or something.
All right, number 13, most disappointing team. We have Alabama going 12-2 with Tua coming back and all those receivers. That was very disappointing. Michigan, it was supposed to be their year behind Shea Patterson, going 9-4, missing another 10-win season.
It's supposed to be their year every year. It's like Auburn.
Yeah. Miami starting out the season with the college football opener. Was projected to be pretty good this year. Ended up going 6-7. Georgia going 12-2. I wouldn't say that they're mine because they still finished in the top 4, though I disagree with that. But this was supposed to be their year as well. Wisconsin going 10-4. After showing a lot of promise up until the last really couple weeks. Notre Dame going 11-2. UCF losing 3 games, their first loss in who knows how long, and then they added 2 more to it. Or Texas after being back after beating Georgia, putting up a lousy 8-5 record. So I'm just going to repeat: Alabama, Michigan, Miami, Georgia, Wisconsin, Notre Dame, UCF, and Texas.
I was going to say Alabama, but at least there's a reason that you know why they didn't live up to what they should have been because the injuries and so on and so on. So going down that list, the way Miami looked against Florida at the beginning of the year, and then to lose to FIU,
and then
what a turnaround.
Get shut out, and then get shut out in the bowl game. Is that who they lose to? They got shut out 14-0 in a bowl game. La Tech, I think, is who it was.
So,
they didn't score points.
That's probably the most disappointing.
Yeah.
Also, just real quick correction: I said Alabama went 12-2. I'm pretty sure they were 11-2.
Whatever.
Yeah, doesn't matter. But just clarifying that before somebody yells at me in the comments.
Yeah, you never know. I'm gonna say Texas just because I got tired of hearing Texas is back, and they get a lousy 8-5. So it's Texas for me.
I agree with you. I'm gonna say Texas is back, or that. Yeah, that Texas is not back and that they are the winner of this award.
See, I thought everybody kind of knew that Texas was not back, and then when they lost to LSU and Oklahoma, I think it was pretty obvious that they were going to call it in. I didn't think they would lose 5 games, but
Yeah.
I didn't think I had no reason to think they were going to call it in after losing to LSU. They barely lost that game.
no, not to LSU. But when they lost to LSU and Oklahoma, I was like, yeah, they're done. They have zero hope. They're not even going to try.
So
I think
and they
Herren
didn't
was done.
really
I
after
think
that.
they were all done.
Yeah. So we're going. Me and Justin are saying Texas. Aaron is saying Miami.
Miami.
This is best worst rule change of the 2019 season. So here are our contestants.
I cannot hear any of that. So
First let's pick best, and then after that we'll pick worst. Okay.
what did you say? I did not hear any of that, to be honest.
So we're gonna pick the best and worst rule change of 2019.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
first we'll pick best, then we'll pick worst. So here
I'll
are the
both cut
contestants. These are all the rules that were changed, or the big ones. There was the 2-man wedge on kickoffs were banned. The rule of stands was done away with in targeting, meaning it can be completely disregarded if the review proves no targeting. You don't get the penalty still. Illegal blindside blocks now cover wherever it happens on the body.
Yeah, that
Or
is
the
absolute
overtime
BS.
change. The overtime change, starting with 5th overtime, teams have to have just one play, a 2-point conversion attempt. So which is the best, and then we'll pick which is the worst. But first to say
None
best.
of them. I'm not going to say any of them are the best. They're
I'm going to
all
say the best is the rule of
awful.
stands, because now you don't at least get the 15 yards or whatever it was if the
Yeah.
targeting is reviewed
yeah, okay,
dead.
that one. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Also, I don't even know about the overtime one. So in a 5th overtime, all you have is 2-point conversions.
Yeah, it's basically the LSU Texas A&M rule from that game last.
Oh,
two
that's
seasons
kind of
ago.
dumb.
Yeah,
I mean,
where
nobody
everybody-
ever gets.
That was like everybody's going to remember that as one of the greatest football games ever
Yeah.
played, and they're just taking that away. Like, it's too long. We wanted to go
And-
to sleep.
But
Yeah.
nobody ever gets to the 5th overtime. So
exactly.
what's the point?
Like, so
Nobody
when you
made
do get
it.
there, let them go as far as you can.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody made it to the 5th overtime this year.
No, they didn't this year.
I can't recall one game.
So I'm going to go for
So-
best. I'm going to say the rule of stands done away with. That was
Yeah, I guess.
that needed to be done. There's still more that needs to be changed about that targeting rule.
Yeah, like
But,
completely get rid of it.
That was a good step in the right direction. And then for worst, I'm going to say the overtime change. I hate that so much. I want
I
to.
hate that, but it's not as used as
I'm
much
gonna-
as the blindside block. Like,
Yeah,
that is
I'm gonna
so
s-
stupid.
I'm gonna say that one too because there was a call there's a couple of calls
It
in
was
the
in the
national
championship game, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of blindside blocks. I was like, that's
Like
part
one
of
of
the
them
game.
could have made the tackle, but because you have to block him, so
Yeah.
just because you blindside him, like
And he saw him coming anyways.
it's so
It's
stupid.
BS.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
That's the worst one for me.
Okay.
I
I
agree.
think, yeah, so I'd say the overtime change. You guys said the blindside blocks. And then for best, we all agreed, done away with the rule of stands.
Yeah.
All right, number 15, QB of the year. I'm not even going to read all these out. It's Joe Burrow, right? And we all agree on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wrote down some options in case somebody did have a problem with that, if they wanted to hear the other ones, but I don't think there's.
How
any
many
to.
other options are there?
I just went by and I picked. Almost all of these are from. I've stole these like from other things. So on this list that I did not make, it's Joe Burrow, Tua, Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Jacob Eason, and Justin Herbert.
Justin Fields had a great season, but I think the only other one, the one that you'd have to put second after Joe Burrow would probably be Jalen, just because of what he did with that team that they had, because they sucked.
Yeah, I mean
At least
he
Justin
was that
had
team.
some. At least Justin had some players around him.
I think that's the only one there's an argument for is Jalen, but I still wouldn't make that
No,
argument.
yeah, he's second place.
Yeah. All right, well, that's number 15. So how about a little Night Needs to Know?
Night needs to know. Probably with some of the stuff you've done before, I probably wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't be surprised if I put ashes in cookies and fed them to you?
Yeah, because it was Sunday for the SEC again.
That might make sense then. I guess just
How does
back
that make
during
sense?
some time.
Yeah, I would like to know how it makes sense.
Now this is looking like a bad idea.
All right, I got one question.
Okay.
That's all I got for this week.
Uh,
Okay. So, as we presume, Joe Burrow will probably get drafted by the Bengals. Do you think he'll be as successful in the NFL, or is he just a system quarterback?
I think that you can't coach accuracy in the way that he has it, and so I don't feel that it's fair to say he's a system quarterback. But we've seen him in different systems that he did not play as well in. So, everybody has a system that fits them better. But I think if the Bengals want to be successful, they need to replicate to an extent what LSU has done with their offense.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I don't think he's a system quarterback. I think he really is a great quarterback just because of his accuracy. But I'll be interested to see what the Bengals do with him.
I think he's just going to be your average, just reliable quarterback. I don't think he's going to be anything special. Probably a lot like what Andy Dalton was. He's nothing special, but he was reliable for a lot of years. I think he could be something special if you get that offense and all around him. You get athletes around him, but that's really hard to do, getting that many athletes
at
the same position in a couple of years before it's pretty obvious that he's not your savior. So, just a regular old dependable dude.
So, listen, another question.
Justin, I have a Night Needs to Know for you.
Oh, I was going to ask one more question, so
okay,
before you cut me off there. Yeah, so shut up. So with the Panthers getting Joe Brady, do you think they should put together? Yeah, Aaron, can you hear?
Yeah.
Sorry, Justin, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. I was saying, with the Panthers getting Joe Brady, do you think they should put everything on the table to try to trade for the number 1 pick and get Joe Burrow?
Ooh.
I can now, sorry.
No, I don't think so.
Aaron, will you repeat that? I couldn't hear him.
He said, do you think now that the Panthers have Joe Brady, do you think they should put everything on the table and trade for the number 1 pick to get Joe Burrow? Yeah.
Now, I've heard some people saying this online. That's a lot of trading they're going to have to do to get up there.
I don't think it's worth it.
I don't think they can make it. I don't think the Bengals would take it, whatever they offer.
I think if they gave away Cam and a bunch of draft picks, I think the Bengals would be fine with Cam Newton. But yeah, it's just depending on whatever they prefer a quarterback at this time. So
yeah. Now I've heard some people speculating that the Dolphins are going to try to trade up to get that first spot.
Oh yeah.
And they've got a lot of first round picks anyway, so that's not.
They've got 3 right now, I think.
Yeah, so that's not off the table. I think they could make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that that's worth it. They need a lot more than just a quarterback. So I would probably stick with my 3 picks and take the next best guy. All right.
Okay.
Do you have another question?
That's it.
Okay. Well, I got one for you.
Right.
As of right now, with the way too early predictions, how deep are you comfortable saying that Auburn will go in the NCAA tournament?
I'll say they will lose second round.
Second round?
This kind of reminds me of the team a couple of years ago. Well, yeah, I guess you could say it kind of reminds me of the team a couple of years ago, just because they had almost as good a start. They started, I think, 12-1 before the conference, and then they had some key losses, but then they ended up tying with Tennessee to win the regular season SEC, and then they lost in the SEC tournament. And then once the NCAA tournament came around, they lost in the second round. They just didn't have as great shooting, and this team does not have good three-point shooting, so I don't know where they're going to get their points from. I mean, you could see it today. They scored 47 points. The past 2 times when they've played really good, average teams, because Alabama's average.
Yeah, average.
And they get manhandled. It's not good. But, Auburn's never played good on the road, and that's what worries me, especially going into an NCAA tournament. You're not at your home court. You're playing at a neutral site, so I could see them losing second round.
Well, thank you, Justin, for another great Night Needs to Know. Really quickly, a little self-plug. I just put up a video on Bruce Pearl, so if you've ever wondered why many people hate him or love him, go check that out.
I love him.
Where are we going to check it out at?
They can check it out on YouTube.com on the internet.
Oh wow!
Yeah, just make sure you go to YouTube.com/. I'm not doing that. Just go to YouTube.
Well, what's the channel? They got to know what channel.
Yeah, what are they supposed to look up?
Oh my goodness, the channel is the Game Managers Podcast. You can go look at it there.
There you go. Thank you.
All right, number 16 we got here.
All right, number 16. Yeah, what we got?
Running back of the year.
All right.
I've got a few contestants. We got DeAndre Swift at Georgia. 1,218 yards, an average of 9 a carry with 7 touchdowns. We got Jonathan Taylor at Wisconsin, 2,003 yards, an average of 6.3 a carry with 21 touchdowns. Travis Etienne at Clemson, 1,614 yards, average of 7.8 a carry and 19 touchdowns. J.K. Dobbins at Ohio State, 2,003 yards, an average of 6.7 a carry and 21 touchdowns. Zach Moss at Utah, 1,416 yards, average of 6 a carry and 15 touchdowns. Or Chuba Hubbard at Oklahoma State, 2,094 yards, average of 6.4 a carry for 21 touchdowns. So, real quick, DeAndre Swift, Jonathan Taylor, Travis Etienne, J.K. Dobbins, Zach Moss, or Chuba Hubbard.
I would have to look at the carries.
Jonathan Taylor.
I will agree with you. I'm going to say Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Probably Jonathan Taylor, yeah. There was like a few games that I thought he could have performed better in. He didn't perform like himself, but
yeah,
I still feel like he's probably the best one in the draft this year, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to go first, but I think he's the best one.
Number 17.
Pretty sure Swift is projected to go first, but
I don't know why. But
yeah, I don't know why either, but.
Number 17, receiver of the year. We've got a lot for this one. We got Jerry Jeudy, 77 receptions, 1,163 yards, 15.1 average, and 10 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb of Oklahoma, 62 receptions, 1,327 yards, 21.4 average, and 14 touchdowns. Henry Ruggs III, 40 receptions, 746 yards, 18.6 average, and 7 touchdowns. Devontae Smith, 68 receptions, 1,256 yards, 18.5 average, and 14 touchdowns. T. Higgins at Clemson, 59 receptions, 1,167 yards, 19.8 average, and 13 touchdowns. Jalen Reagor at TCU, 43 receptions, 611 yards, 14.2 average, and 5 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson of LSU, 111 receptions, 1,540 yards, 13.9 average, and 18 touchdowns. Teammate Jamar Chase, also at LSU, 84 receptions, 1,780 yards, 21.2 average, and 20 touchdowns. And finally, Michael Pittman Jr. at USC, who is their workhorse this year, 101 receptions, 1,275 yards, 12.6 average, and 11 touchdowns. So, Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, Henry Ruggs III, Devontae Smith, T. Higgins, Jalen Reagor, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and Michael Pittman Jr.
We gotta get a different source of communication going, because we talk over each other way too much because we can't hear each other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, if I was talking over somebody that couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I knew that. But I was just saying, it's crazy how all of these guys are in the same class. That is nuts. Like, this is a stacked draft class for wide receivers. Every single one of those guys are so good.
Yeah. I'm going to say Jamar Chase, to average 21 yards a catch and have over 80 receptions and then 20 plus touchdowns is incredible.
That's a lot.
So I'm going Chase.
That's the most yards. Not the most receptions, but it's the most yards and maybe the most touchdowns.
I think it is the most touchdowns.
Most touchdowns too. Yeah.
So
Who had the most receptions then?
Jefferson
at USC.
Oh, Pittman did. Oh, okay.
Oh no, Justin Jefferson had more. 111. You're right.
Yeah, I'm probably going with who'd y'all just name?
Justin Jefferson.
Is he the one with the most yards and touchdowns? It was Chase.
Oh no,
No, that was Chase.
Yeah, I think Chase was the one that.
Yeah.
Probably most impressive.
Yeah. I agree. I'm going to say Jamar Chase. The fact that he put up those numbers alongside Justin Jefferson, it's not like he was their only receiver.
I was really thinking Devontae Smith because he's kind of the guy that everybody looks at as like the third best out of that 3 at Alabama, and I'm pretty sure he has arguably some of the better stats. It was really hard to keep track of all of those.
He has the most yards. He has the most touchdowns, and he's got the he's just 0.1 yards less at the average per catch than Henry Ruggs III.
Yeah, so
he's got more than Jerry Jeudy on average.
I think he was. I think he was probably our best wide receiver this year, just because of how reliable he was. Because everybody kind of knew about Jeudy and Ruggs, and I knew Smith was good, but everybody focused a little more on Jeudy and Ruggs, I think. But I still got to give it to Chase with him being beside Jefferson. But
yeah,
Devontae Smith's probably second.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, just the average 21 yards a catch, just to say that again, with over 80 plus catches is incredible.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all agree on that one. Jamar Chase of LSU for the receiver of the year.
Yep.
Tight end of the year. This one, I wasn't too familiar with a lot of these guys. So if you don't know these guys, you can just pick one. That's completely fine. That's going to also go for O-lineman of the year because I'm not a big O-lineman specialist. I don't watch much of those guys. So tight end of the year, though, Harrison Bryant at FAU. 65 receptions, 1,004 yards, 15.4 average, and 7 touchdowns. Hunter Bryant at Washington, 52 receptions, 825 yards, 15.9 average, and 3 touchdowns. I think it's how you say it, Brevin Jordan at Miami, 35 receptions, 495 yards, 14.1 average, and 2 touchdowns. Or Cole Kmet, I think it's how you say it, maybe Cole Met, the K may be silent, at Notre Dame, 43 receptions, 515 yards, 12 an average, and 6 touchdowns.
The FAU guy.
Yep, Harrison Bryant. He's got the best stats,
Yep.
so he's who I give it to as well.
Yep.
There was a guy I was expecting to be on there that was not. I'm trying to think of his name.
Are you thinking the guy at Arkansas?
No. I don't think much about Arkansas players at all, really.
Well, like I said, I stole most of these lists, so.
For now, I'm going to go with the same guy y'all went with.
Okay, great. FAU, Harrison Bryant. Congratulations.
Whatever.
There we go.
I'm sure you're listening to this and feel very respected. O-lineman of the year. We got Andrew Thomas of Georgia, Tristan Wirfs of Iowa, Dredrick Wills Jr. at Alabama, Creed Humphrey at Oklahoma, Tyler Biadasz, Wisconsin, and Penei Sewell at Oregon.
The Oregon guy.
Yeah, I think he's the number 1 lineman in the draft projected.
Yeah. Run through those names really quick.
Andrew Thomas, Tristan Wirfs, Jedrick Wills Jr., Creed Humphrey, Tyler Diaz, and Penei Sewell.
Yeah, probably Oregon's guy.
He's the guy I've heard about the most is Sewell. We hear a lot about Jedrick Wills Jr. in this area, but to hear about an Oregon lineman in the Southeast, he's got to be pretty impactful. So, DB of the year.
Ooh.
We have Grant Delpit.
Yeah, he's good.
At LSU, 65 total tackles, 38 solo, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 2 interceptions. Jeff Okudah at Ohio State, 35 total tackles, 29 solo, 2 forced fumbles, 3 interceptions. Christian Fulton at LSU, 38 total tackles, 28 solo, and 1 interception. Xavier McKinney, 95 total tackles, 59 solo, 3 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 3 interceptions. Trayvon Diggs, 37 total tackles, 20 solo, and 3 interceptions. Ashton Davis at California, 55 touchdowns, 55 total tackles, 32 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions. And J.R. Reed of Georgia, 54 total tackles, 29 solo, half a sack, 1 forced fumble, and 1 interception.
I'm gonna go with the guy you didn't name. He led the country in interceptions. It was freshman at LSU. Can't think of his name right now. He got snubbed from the freshman of the year. Can't think of his name.
Yeah. Can't think of his name.
But I think just the season he had, and he was the only freshman on the All-American team. He was incredible, and he did a great night against John Ross and T. Higgins. So I'm going to have to go with him.
Derek Stingley Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid's pretty good, and he'd probably be my second, but I'm probably going with McKinney. I think he got robbed.
Yeah, he had the most tackles, most solo tackles on this list at least. He had, I think, the most sacks, the most forced fumbles, and then maybe tied for most interceptions. Just out of the guys on this list, that is.
Which is all that really matters.
Right. So I'm going to go Xavier McKinney as well. Derek Stingley Jr., very good, though. Like I said, I stole this list, so...
Jeez, that person didn't have Derek Stingley on the junior on there?
They did not.
Wow.
Yeah, go sacrifice him, not me.
Yeah.
All right, that was number 20. So, Aaron, it's your turn for some questions. Why don't you give us your awards of the day?
Oh, okay. Okay, so I have the worst celebration is Gus Malzahn.
Oh, wow, okay. The boom?
The little boom. It's awful.
Boom.
It's terrible, and it's cringy.
So you picked that one over the
okay,
the
so
Ole Miss peeing.
The reason why is just that one is just really cringy, and the Ole Miss peeing was just stupid, but it was very funny. It was very funny. It was just stupid. Wrong moment to do that. Very dumb, but very funny. It's a good celebration, just not good timing.
Okay. So Gus Malzahn and
Gus Malzahn's just extremely cringy.
I'll say what I hate more than Gus Malzahn doing the fist pump and the boom on the sideline is his tweets that are just exclusively boom, and that's all he tweets all the time.
It just makes me want to say boomer every time. It's very cringy. Guy most likely to order a Mike's Hard would be Kirby Smart.
Now, just
he
tonight,
just
yeah, I'm
looks.
surprised you didn't say me.
You're a fan of Mike's Hard. Are you a little offended by this award?
I love Mike's Hard. I'm not offended because I don't drink. So I love Mike's Hard. I love lemonade. So he can make fun of me all he wants to.
So Kirby Smart, most likely to order a Mike's Hard.
Just because if you were at a bar and you just looked over and see Kirby there, he's got to have a Mike's Hard in his hand. Just look at him. Goofy looking dude. Yeah.
Okay.
Coach most likely to wear Axe, even though they make millions of dollars.
So Axe body spray.
Yeah, just Axe body spray would be Dan Mullen. He just looks like he's always in a hurry. He's always got something to do, and he just doesn't care, and he just sprays Axe body spray. It's just Dan Mullen. It's what he looks like, man. Surely he doesn't. I kind of like Dan, but he just kind of looks like that guy.
We may need to tweet at him and ask him. All right. Well, thank you, Aaron. Those are 3 solid awards there. Very prestigious. Congratulations to Kirby Smart, Gus Malzahn, and Dan Mullen. All right, number 21. Back to the list. Linebacker of the year. We have Isaiah Simmons at Clemson. 104 total tackles, 67 solo, 7 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 3 interceptions. Kenneth Murray at Oklahoma. 102 total tackles, 69 solo, nice, 4 sacks. And Zach Bond at Wisconsin, 76 total tackles, 53 solo, 12.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 1 interception, and 1 touchdown. So Isaiah Simmons, Kenneth Murray, and Zach Bond.
Kenneth Murray, just to see what impact he made on Oklahoma's defense. And I know you didn't really see much against LSU, but I mean, it was LSU, one of the best offenses we've ever seen. But I think just to see what he did throughout the season, it was incredible. He was all over the place.
Yep, I'm going with him as well.
I think I'm going to go Isaiah Simmons. I liked watching him this year. And those 3 interceptions were, that's pretty impressive as well. So I'll go Isaiah Simmons. Both of you guys, Kenneth Murray. The next one, D lineman of the year. We have Derek Brown of Auburn, 55 total tackles, 33 solo, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Javon Kinlaw at South Carolina, 35 total tackles, 15 solo, 6 sacks. And Chase Young, Ohio State, 46 total tackles, 32 solo, 16.5 sacks, and 6 forced fumbles. Chase Young, right?
Say those again.
Derek Brown, Javon Kinlaw, Chase Young.
Oh, of course, I'm going to go with Derek Brown. Dude was a beast.
No, he was. He was the star of that defense.
Yeah, I think there almost needs to be 2 different awards for interior and
and then
an edge.
outside,
Because
that makes
so
the
good.
stats very different as well.
Yeah. So
I mean, if you're an exterior guy, you're gonna rack up more sacks more easily.
yeah, I mean, Derek Brown's a beast, but Chase Young had a record-breaking season with sacks. So.
Well, how about we make it 2 awards? So we give Derek Brown
Best
Chase Young
interior.
exterior. Yeah, let's do that. Because I think we both agree that those 2 are the stars of both of those classes.
Yeah.
All right. Best punter. Another one I just had to look up because I don't keep up with punters nationally. Dane Roy of Houston, 54 punts, 46.9 average, 69 long. Very nice. Max Duffy at Kentucky, 49 punts, 48.1 average, 70 long. Sterling Hoffricher at Syracuse, 69 points, nice, 43.9 average, and 65 long.
Oh, that was it?
I didn't want to look up any more punters. I'm pretty sure for this one, all I did was I looked up the 3 highest in the draft, like projections, and I just went with those 3. So there may have been underclassmen that was better. I don't know.
I'll go with Kentucky's.
All right,
he's SEC and he had the longest one. I think that's what she said.
Yes.
Anyways,
by 1 yard.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him as well.
Sure, me too. Max Duffy, you are the winner of the Best Punter Award.
Way to go.
All right. Best kicker, Rodrigo Blankenship of Georgia. He was very good. 27 to 33 field goals. That's a 77.8 field goal percentage. His longest at 50, and he did not miss an extra point. 46 of 46 for 127 total points. Keith Duncan, Iowa, 29 of 34 field goals. He had an 85.3 field goal percentage. 49 was the long, and he was also perfect. 32 of 32 extra points for 119 points. And finally, Blake Mazza, or Mazza, however you say it, Washington State. 20 of 21 on the field goals, so nearly perfect on field goals, 95.2%. His longest was 51, and he was 55 of 57 extra points for 115 points total. I'm giving this one to Rodrigo Blankenship at Georgia, just because I watched him the most, and he was very good.
Go through the names again.
Rodrigo Blankenship, Keith Duncan, and Blake Mazza.
You didn't have Anders Carlson on there?
He's in the next category. Don't worry about that.
I'm going to go Rodrigo as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Worst kicker in state.
Well, look, you might have to throw what's his name on there instead of Anders, because Anders redeemed himself. So what's his name for Alabama is going to be.
Oh, they're both in here. They're both contestants.
Well, they're both in the state, so
yeah.
they're
Joseph.
probably both going to be in this question.
I didn't look up UAB's kicker. I apologize. He's probably better than both of these guys.
Probably.
Joseph Bulovas of Alabama, 8 and 11 on field goals, 72.7 field goal percentage, 40-30 long, 59 of 61 XP for a total of 83 points. And Anders Carlson of Auburn, 18 of 25 field goals, 72 field goal percentage, so actually worse than Bulovas. But his longest was it was 9 yards longer, 52 long. He only missed 1 extra point, 48 of 49 for a total of 102 points. So yeah, I'm gonna go Joseph Bulovas as well.
Yep.
I am too.
Just because of Carlson's performance in the Iron Bowl.
Yep.
Even though before that game he had missed 5 or 6. There was 5 or 6 games in a row he had missed at least one.
Yeah.
And was he the one who ruined Auburn's record?
That's right.
For
he was.
He
Well, he
was.
broke it and then he ruined it.
Right. And then he ruined it. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So,
it wasn't just him.
Right, it's multiple guys. Yeah, it was.
It was his.
He really sucks, and a bunch of guys
Well,
are really mad at him.
He only had to get
his
like
brother.
1 or 2 to break the record, right? I mean, it wasn't many.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
because his brother, was there all 4 years and had a great career. So.
Yeah. Okay, so we all agree Joseph Bulovas on that one.
Yep.
Surprise
Easily.
player of the year: Joe Burrow, Bo Nix, Kyle Trask at Florida, Jawan Jennings, the Tennessee receiver, or Tanner Morgan, Minnesota's quarterback.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow easily.
Yeah, it's Joe Burrow, but right behind it is Kyle Trask. The fact that guy was behind Felipe Franks is shocking.
I'm going to go number 2. I'm going with Minnesota's quarterback. It does not surprise me in the least bit that someone was better than Felipe Franks.
It surprises me that he wasn't out there then. That Dan Mullen didn't make the best decision.
I said this for so long that how do they not have someone better? I knew they had to have someone that was better than that guy. He sucks. He's awful, and maybe he can start at Kansas. Maybe.
I mean, it sounds like he did something horrible to you.
He's just awful.
Dogging
and
this guy.
It blows my mind that they let that kid play for as long as they did.
You act like he just ate your last box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and he'd
be dead. We don't need to get on that.
Yeah. Aaron's quite a fan of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Not a good
Okay,
cereal.
we will be doing
I
a
love
poll.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, yes. Hey,
your
I'm with you.
favorite. Yes, we will be doing a poll for the best cereal or your favorite, and we'll get some votes. I never
Aaron,
eat cereal.
I'm with you.
Oh, you are? You like
I love
Cinnamon
Cinnamon Toast.
Awesome.
I love Cinnamon Toast. Yeah.
I don't mind
never
Cinnamon
eat
Toast
cereal
Crunch.
just because I don't usually eat breakfast. But if I was to pick a cereal, it would be Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I would love to hear what you people think. So
Not
we will be
top
putting a
5.
poll up.
Not top.
Not your top 5?
No.
You're
nuts.
crazy.
Yeah.
Adam, what's your top 5?
Let me think here for a second. I really like chocolate cereals. I know that's not appealing to a lot of people.
I love Cocoa Puffs. Those are great.
I'm going to say number 1 is chocolate Lucky Charms. It's a bit of an oddball there, but I really like them.
Okay. Everybody already knows your opinion's invalid, though. So
yeah.
I'm going to say in no particular order outside of that would be number 1. Reese Puffs, Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, and Rice Krispies.
Are you 7 years old?
Yes. My taste buds are at the very least.
Okay. Anyways, just answer the poll, and please don't make this idiot right.
Please.
Yeah, really.
Let's take them down. So what should the question be exactly? Is Cinnamon Toast Crunch the best cereal? Or should it be, do you prefer Cinnamon Toast Crunch or
cereal?
Should it be, do you prefer either Cinnamon Toast Crunch or
we'll
chocolate
just put
Lucky Charms?
which one is your favorite cereal and put the top 5 most popular.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll do that. All right, we'll put that poll up after the episode. Have it ready for it next Sunday. Until then, number 27, Bust of the Year. So these are all guys they were supposed to be great this year. It's supposed to be their year. Kellen Mond at Texas A&M. Kelly Bryant at Missouri after transferring from Clemson. Shea Patterson at Michigan, or Felipe Franks at Florida.
Ooh.
I was gonna say someone else on this to put on this list, but
feel free to add people.
You mentioned Shea Patterson, and that's probably gonna take the cake.
Wow, I'm surprised you didn't say Felipe Franks.
Felipe Franks was supposed to be better
all the time. He's always sucked.
Yeah,
I'll get on this soapbox again.
But the narrative was that he was supposed to come back ready this year. That's what Dan Mullen
and be
was
amazing.
selling.
He came back ready to. Never mind, I can't say that.
I'm gonna go Shea Patterson.
He really sucks. Yeah, Shea Patterson was hyped up way too much.
Yeah. Congratulations, Shea Patterson, Bust of the Year. You ended your career with an interception.
After stopping the clock.
After your goat stopped the clock for you, just so you could get that last pick in there.
Yeah, I thought he called a timeout. It turns out he actually spiked the ball, I believe.
Oh, did he? I just knew they stopped the clock.
They didn't have any timeouts. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they spot.
Yeah, good on them.
They
took that much more effort.
Like an idiot, so.
That took even more effort than calling timeout.
Yeah, it really did.
All right, MVP. This is an easy one. All right, Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
So, but I'll just go ahead and go down them in case you want to make some arguments. Joe Burrow, Tua, Chase Young, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts. I think the only one you can make an argument for is Chase Young.
I think the only one you can make an argument for is Tua, just because of the difference. Even I thought Mac was going to be able to uphold our offense pretty well, and he did. But he's not Tua. We were quite different.
Yeah,
Ohio State's defense was good, even without Chase Young.
So what I'm saying is MVP, if you just have a team of a bunch of idiots and you need one guy, I guess I'd say probably, it's Joe Burrow, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay, so most entertaining regular game. So we have the Auburn-Oregon game. Auburn won 27-21. It's the season opener for the Tigers. LSU-Texas, 45-38. That was a close one.
What you say? I blanked out for a second. What did you say?
So the first one was Auburn-Oregon. This is the most entertaining regular season game. Award? Most entertaining regular season game.
Sorry, go.
Auburn-Oregon, LSU-Texas, UCF-Cincinnati. Cincinnati won 27-24. That's just always fun to see UCF lose. South Carolina beating Georgia at home, 30-27. LSU and Alabama. LSU beating Alabama at home, 46-41, breaking the streak. Or the Iron Bowl, Auburn winning 48-45 in a close one over Alabama.
I gotta go Iron Bowl, just because how crazy that game was.
I think I agree. That one was the most entertaining for sure, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Iron Bowl and then Texas LSU next.
Yep.
And then probably the Alabama LSU game. Only because, LSU was up on us for a while until it got close, and the Texas LSU game and the Iron Bowl were close the whole time, so
yeah.
Just going back and forth, so probably the Iron Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, question number 30. Most entertaining bowl game. We had the Belk Bowl. Kentucky won 37-30 over Virginia Tech. We all had a pretty fun time watching that one at the beach.
Yeah.
Rose Bowl, where Oregon beat Wisconsin 28-27.
It was a very good game.
Yes, it was.
We missed it.
Yep.
Yeah, we missed the second half.
Yeah. The Gator Bowl, where Tennessee came back to beat Indiana 23-22. The Hawaii Bowl, always on Christmas Eve it seems, where Hawaii beat BYU 38-34. The Fiesta Bowl, where Clemson beat Ohio State 29-23. Or the National Championship, LSU winning 42-25.
I'm going to say the Belk Bowl just because of all the beef going into the game.
Yeah.
And the fights breaking out before it. I think it was just kind of entertaining to watch that, and the game was pretty good, so
I agree.
I'd have to say that game.
I agree. That one's my number one as well.
I said before bowl season that this was the only game that I was really just excited for, even though it sounded really weird, and it turned out to be an incredible game, and so I'm going with the Tennessee Indiana game.
Yeah, the Gator Bowl.
Yeah.
It was very good. Yeah. Very good game.
That comeback was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, Justin, that was question 30, so it's time for your 3 awards.
Alrighty, are y'all ready?
I can't wait.
Okay, so you might need to look up these guys because you might not know them.
I got my keyboard ready.
All right. So for our first award, we have Best Calves. And that...
Best calves on your leg.
Yep.
So when I first told Justin on the phone, it's like, hey, we gotta each have 3 awards ready. He said, "Oh, easy, best calves." Immediately. Really weird.
I was there and heard it, and he said, "Oh, you mean like best calves?" And there wasn't even an in there. That was just me. It was just immediate. The weirdest thing I've ever heard that fast.
Okay, I got it here. It's a coach at Pitt. Pat
It's a coach?
Narduzzi. Yes.
What's his
the
name?
Coach. Pat Narduzzi. These calves are beautiful. Check them out.
I'm searching them right now. Everyone, please look up Pat Narduzzi. This is an older.
There's
older
even
gentleman.
articles. There's articles about his calves.
No way. Is there really?
Yep.
All right, let me see here.
Like, here's what the title of the article says. Pat
oh my goodness,
Narduzzi's
those
calves.
are some calves.
Yeah.
There's an article about Pitt's fall camp, and it's a picture of his calves.
It's called, there's an article called Pat Narduzzi's calves are the stuff of legends. It's beautiful.
All right, well, congratulations to Pat Narduzzi on having the most beautiful calves in college football.
All right.
So
our second award is best.
Well, my defensive line coach, well, he was a defensive coordinator in high school, had huge calves. So this is
Yeah,
very
so.
weird. And yeah, we used to talk about that all the time. So shout out to Coach Rouse. He had massive calves. It was crazy.
All right,
Thought I'd throw
our
that in
second
there.
award is the best mustache in college football.
Okay.
And this goes to Aaron Feld, a strength and conditioning coach at Oregon. So look him up. It's a beautiful mustache.
Oh my goodness, that's a 1920s mustache.
What's
Yeah.
his name?
Aaron Feld.
I mean, it's got like the curled tips at the end. That's amazing. That's a good mustache.
Yeah. Very good mustache.
It's not creepy. It's very professional. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This picture of him, he's got boxing gloves on, and
psycho.
He's got boxing gloves on, and he's punching a Oregon running back as they're running the ball. I don't know what's happening.
Hey,
his arms
those strength and conditioning coaches are nuts. So.
Oh, he played at Georgia? Or no, he was.
Yeah, he was
assistant.
He was the Georgia.
Coach.
Yeah, there, and then he went to Oregon.
Yeah, he's jacked, and he looks like a straight psycho.
I want to play for this guy. It's awesome.
I would definitely want to play for this guy, but I also would be scared that he would ask me to help hide a body one day.
I'd be scared he'd steal my wife more than anything.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, let's move on. So our next award is the football player that most looks like a cartoon character. And that one has to go to Joe Burrow, who looks like Beavis. So go ahead and look that up. He looks just like Beavis.
Yeah, it does look a little bit like Beavis off Beavis and Butthead. It's pretty good.
You're welcome, America, for these 3 amazing awards.
All right. And that brings us to our last award of the day. Most unbelievable event. So, here's all the contestants. There's a few of them. Joe Burrow winning the Heisman. Nobody in a million years thought that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Alabama losing 2 regular season games and missing the last college football playoff top 10 that came out before the bowl games, obviously. Texas going 8-5 after being back, supposedly. Georgia losing to South Carolina at home. Clemson going undefeated for 2 regular seasons in a row. Michigan missing another 10-win season. Neither Tua or Trevor Lawrence finishing as a Heisman finalist. Or Auburn's offense looking as bad as it did with Gus finally back calling the play.
That's not surprising.
If you would have told me that Joe Burrow won the Heisman, I would have said you are crazy. If you would have told me that Tua and what's-his-face wasn't even a candidate, that would be crazy. And if you would have told me this Alabama team, after losing to Clemson, looked like one of the best Alabama teams ever, like the talent they had everywhere, would come back and then lose 2 games, I would have thought you were crazy as well. But since you can put some reason on it and they got hurt and injuries and all that crap, then it's probably still Joe Burrow. Like, that's just crazy. Can't believe that kid won it, because he did not look anything special last year.
Absolutely
not.
But it's very crazy that Tua and Trevor wasn't even a candidate this year.
Yeah, no. Right now, I'm between Joe Burrow and then just the fact that South Carolina beat Georgia on the road, knowing that South Carolina is a gosh-awful team. I mean, yeah, I'd probably have to say Joe Burrow just because I remember I was dogging him so much because I never saw anything impressive about him last year. Yeah. So, never in my life would I be saying, oh, yeah, Joe Burrow won the Heisman. So.
All right. Well, I think we all agree on that one then. So, congratulations to all this year's winners. I had a lot of fun doing this. We're going to do it every year. It'll be a tradition after the National Championship. But until then, how about we get into a little mismanagers?
Did you grab anything when you walked out the door?
I grabbed nothing but 2 Tortino's pizza out of the refrigerator and my dog ate, and we left.
I just kept hearing it. I'm ducking and everything. In the house, I got scared. I dropped my hot pocket.
Here's an actual customer out here. What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
And now, it's time for Mismanagers.
So I've got a few good stories. Last week was a very good week for Mismanagers. This week, pretty good one as well. So I'm going to start out with a story coming from WHNT 19 News. California couple left bikes in yard to lure thieves, beat them with bats, and post videos to YouTube.
What?
So this California couple, I guess they knew there were bike thieves around. They left bikes in their yard to get stolen. When the bike thieves came up, they took out baseball bats and beat them. They were just trying to beat somebody with baseball bats. You can watch the video on YouTube. This is the article. Police arrested a man and woman yesterday who they say left a bicycle unattended in the front yard of their California home, then attacked would-be thieves who tried to steal it with baseball bats and posted videos of the assault to YouTube in recent months. Viziela residents Corey Cornut, 25, and Savannah Grillett, 29, were arrested on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon and conspiracy in connection with a series of at least 4 beatings, which took place between July and November near their home. So they do this pretty often.
I'm on their side.
The police said, in the videos, it appears as if the suspects planted a bicycle in the front yard of the residence, unsecured, and waited for someone to try and steal their bicycle. Once someone tried to steal the bike, the suspects would rush them from the house and assault the individual with a baseball bat. The 4 victims identified in the investigation suffered injuries described as not life-threatening. So they didn't beat them to death or anything. They just said, well, there's some jerks out in this world. Let's expose them and let's do some damage.
Good on them.
That's right. Yeah, good on them.
It's a neat date idea, if nothing else. If you got nothing going on.
A neat date idea. Psycho. I don't know about that, but sure, I don't care. They didn't kill him.
The next one comes through.
They deserve to get a few ribs broke.
Not life-threatening, so they're gonna be okay. They just have to live with the memory.
Good. That's the point. They learned a valuable lesson.
I would say they probably did. This one comes from the New York Post. Kansas man wants to settle ugly custody battle with trial by combat with Japanese swords.
What?
A Kansas man has thrown down the gauntlet to his ex-wife and her attorney, seeking court permission to settle their child custody case, quote, on the field of battle. Sword fight.
Shit. Oh my gosh.
David Ostrom, 40, claims in court papers that ex-wife Bridget Ostrom, 38, and her attorney, Matthew Hudson, have already, quote, destroyed him legally in their ongoing legal battle in her hometown in Iowa. This is from what the guy said. I now wish to give them the chance to meet me on the field of battle, where I will rend their souls from their bodies.
Oh my gosh.
I can't imagine why she handed him the divorce papers and took the kids.
Yeah, really.
I can't imagine why she won. He asked the judge for a 3-month delay so he could obtain Japanese samurai swords ready for his planned combat. Astrom of Paola said he got the idea after seeing the New York case of Richard Luthman, the Staten Island attorney who also sought trial by combat to settle a beef with another lawyer and his clients.
What? So this has happened before?
I guess.
Jeez.
To this day, trial by combat has never been explicitly banned or restricted as a right in these United States, Ostrom argued in court records, adding that it was used, quote, as recently as 1818 in British court.
As recently as 1818. Bro, that's 200 years ago.
He told the Des Moines Register that his wife could choose her attorney as her, quote, champion to stand in for her battle.
Oh my gosh.
I think I've met Mr. Hudson's absurdity with my own absurdity, he told the paper. If Mr. Hudson is willing to do it, I will meet him. I don't think he has the guts to do it. So the attorney is challenging him, saying, I'm ready if you are.
Okay.
Hudson.
I'm staying out of Kansas and Iowa. I tell you what, those people are freaking crazy. If he's crazy enough to actually offer that, he's crazy enough to do it.
Hudson referred to himself as the, quote, potential combatant in its own cheeky legal response filed in Shelby County District Court. Although the respondent and potential combatant do have souls to be rended, they respectfully request that the court not order this done, Simpson wrote, according to the reports. He noted that the, quote, potentially life-ending ramifications of a duel surely outweigh their fight over property tax and custody issues.
Can you see? I mean, it's like we take one step forward, and then what if they agree? They're like, okay, you can have the duel. Then we take like 5 million steps backwards to where we have duels again.
That'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
Judge Greg Dresmeyer wasn't amused. Until the proper procedural steps to initiate a court proceeding are followed, this court will take no further action concerning any motion, objection, or petition filed by either party at this time, the judge ruled. So he may, if he still has a little bit of custody, he may have just bought himself some more time.
Oh gosh!
I don't know.
So they actually granted him more time?
I know, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they just said that they're not doing any more with this case for a while. He may have already lost the kids at this point, but if not, he may have bought him some more time.
Yeah.
And then finally, this comes from Toronto's Sun. Oh, this is going to be a doozy to read. 3-day erection. Man hospitalized after taking Viagra for bulls.
How is this appropriate?
He took Viagra made for bulls.
Okay. Well, I guess you got to breed the bulls somehow.
Reports of a man in Mexico being hospitalized recently after he purchased a sexual stimulant used for breeding animals is, oh my god, okay, they put, I can't read this far. I guess I can. It's taken in the context of a chip, a rooster, and a bull. They're using a pun. They said, used for breeding animals is no cock and bull story.
Okay.
In another sense, it definitely can be described as such. A man seeking to have sex sought treatment for an erection that lasted 3 days after he ingested a drug used to stimulate bulls for insemination. The unidentified man, who brought the drug used by farmers for cattle breeding purposes, checked himself into a hospital in Reynosa at the U.S.-Mexico border, where he underwent an operation to alleviate the erection. The man told doctors he took the Viagra for bulls because he planned to have a successful sexual encounter with a 30-year-old woman. There was no word if the surgery was a success. So he didn't get to have the encounter.
Well, was he successful?
He was not.
That's a shame. Sorry, Bucko.
Could you imagine having an erection for 3 straight days?
It took a surgery. He had to have a surgery.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna close out the show with.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know what else we can really talk about that without getting too explicit, but yeah, that sucks. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm really sorry.
I didn't even know they had this kind of stuff for animals.
Yeah, I guess
I didn't either, but it really makes sense.
Yeah, because
people make a lot of money off of that, so
they do. Yeah, that's nuts.
Justin, how about you bring us home?
All right, let me pull up
the outro.
My timeline. Yeah, my. Okay, guys.
Oh god.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate all that you do. You're amazing listeners. We love you. I hope you've had a great time this season. You enjoyed this awards show. We didn't have any sponsors. I'm kind of disappointed in the sponsors. Maybe you should sponsor us more.
It's not their fault. I literally have not went and asked them. I'm sure some of them will agree to do it again. I just got to go and ask them. So blame it on me.
I'm very disappointed in you. Yeah, I'm disappointed.
That's fair.
Our website is thegamemanagers.com. Easy access to the podcast, to articles, to
videos.
Links. Great stuff.
Yeah,
videos. Find us on social media at TGMPod on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And you can email us at gamemanagerspod@gmail.com. Also, we're on YouTube. Nick's uploading some funny little cartoon videos on some coaches. You should go watch them. We're on Patreon. If you want to send us... Well, you can't send us anything. You can send us a good review on Patreon, probably. I have no idea.
You can send money.
But we have
money on Patreon.
Yeah, send us some money.
Yeah.
We have some funny game videos on there. You should check them out. subscribe to us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We always post amazing things. We keep you in the loop. Listen to us talk about things in the now.
Really quickly, I'm going to interrupt you. Also, this episode is an exception. It was very long. It was the award show. But starting next week, we will keep doing this show throughout the off season. It's going to do a lot of basketball, baseball stuff, but also we're just going to do a lot of just talking and hanging out and stuff. So it'll be shorter episodes, which hopefully people will like. And so we're going to do that, and a lot of discussions, some fun arguments and stuff coming up. So
yeah, so
keep tuning in.
If you only like listening to the football stuff, you might want to go ahead and tune out until
Nope,
September.
not what I need to do. Stay tuned in. We're still going to talk about football stuff too.
Oh my god!
Just want to forewarn y'all. Okay.
Not true.
We'll still probably talk about more football than basketball and baseball
probably.
combined.
But there won't be football going on. So if you don't
Still have the
listen
Super
to us
Bowl.
Hey,
talk,
the XFL, baby, it's coming.
XFL?
We all got to pick our teams.
We do all need to pick
Okay.
different teams and root for them.
I got the Seattle Dragons.
I've got whichever one is somewhere else. Whichever one has the best uniforms.
Yeah, I'll have to get back to you on that one. Subscribe for future content. Leave a nice review so we can feel happy about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got T-shirts and TeePublic.
It is the only thing that gives us any kind of endorphins at this point is getting reviews.
It's your good reviews.
We're all very down, so it's the only thing that keeps us moving every day are those reviews. So please don't stop.
The only reason I ever wake up in the morning is because I know we have a couple of good reviews, and so that inspires me to acquire more good reviews.
Yeah.
Giveaways, we'll start doing those again. Look out for those. Amazing stuff. You'll be thanking us later for those giveaways.
Yeah. Trivia may be back as soon as next week. It's definitely coming.
I'd really
coming
hope
very soon.
I'd really hope you'd shut up and let me do this.
I'm just trying to give some context.
Okay. Just say it after I'm done. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
You're gonna get done. That's the point.
I was trying to be quick, but Nick interrupted me
Bro,
twice.
it's been 4 minutes.
4 minutes has been my quickest one yet.
All right, that's the show, guys.
Yep. Have a great week. War Eagle. Anyways, Aaron, I don't care about you. Peace.
Adios.
Have a good week, everybody.